Here. Welcome to Geezy's Garage. I have a product review for you. I've already opened it up. As you can see here, it is a PanaPress number 502. I already opened up the box, so let's take a look at the box first. This is where it comes in. And like I said, it's a PanaPress. It's a 1/4 ton, 500 pound precision arbor press. Here's the box. What drew me to this was the Made in USA. I was really happy to see that. I was on Instagram the other day and I came across PanaPress's site and took a look at their products, and I was very happy to see that they were made in the United States. So this is the box. I'll show you what all comes in it. You have the press, obviously. Here it is. I'll be explaining a lot more about the press here in a little bit, but here's just a quick view of it. It is a small press. Remember, 1/4 ton, 500 pounds. It says PanaPress Made in USA right there. The accessories that came in the box here. You have a bag of supplies, set screws, and a handle lock with instructions. I'm going to put these on here in just a minute. Have a little bit of literature, and I saw this and I knew I had seen PanaVise before previously, and I've seen these vices many times, and PanaVise goes back, you know, in history. They've been making these vices for a long time. I knew I've been seeing those in the vice world, and I didn't realize that they made these little arbor presses as well, so it was very cool. So it comes with all their other products here. You can see explains that. This is all available on their website too. They have their limited lifetime warranty. I was happy to see that as well, a lifetime warranty on the product. This is their product registration card. You fill this out and mail it in. Have the instructions. I'll be reading through these and going over the dimensions and things. Take a look at that. And then there is the get even more from your arbor press, your PanaPress. They have a bunch of accessories for this, and you can take a look at that. So once again, it's all available on their website. I'll be going into more detail of this here in just a minute. This is just a quick overview of what's included in the box. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. So that's the set contents of the box, the press, and the accessories here. I'm going to install these set screws and get the handle lock in. Just for transparency's sake, I do want to say that PanaPress sent this press to me at no charge for this review. Just putting that out there right now to be completely transparent, okay? I'm going to put in these set screws and get it ready to go, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, guys, so I did get those set screws and lock nuts put in according to the instructions here. Short ones went in the front, long ones went in the side. Quick, easy installation, no problems there. You just screw them in, and then it's how you take up the play and the ram here. There should be as little as possible. So you screw those in, and once you get the feel you like going up and down, you tighten down the lock nuts behind there, and they're both sides, so it can stop it from left to right and front to back. So you can adjust those as you use the press. And then it does have the handle lock nut here, so you can lock it in any position. I have it in the middle right now, so I can wheel this all the way up and all the way down without hitting anything. If you need more leverage, you just loosen it up and expands it out, so you can get the full 500 pounds out of the press. But if you're just moving it up and down, you don't need that. So you can lock it in the middle, so that way you can move it around. Nice and easy, simple, ready to go. We do have these two screws here that are used to mount the PanaPress accessories. They just screw in and out. There's two threaded holes right there, and I'm going to show you here on their pamphlet what those are used for. Okay. So here is their information pamphlet, can see get even more from your PanaPress. And the first thing that you can do with the PanaPress is get this Model 506 retrofit kit. I don't do much with electronics, but you can, it says you can convert any PanaPress into a rugged insulation displacement connector IDC assembly press, and that's what that kit looks like. And here it is installed on the press. So if you do that kind of work, they have a kit ready to go for you so you can complete that kind of work. So I thought that was really, really cool. On the other side here, we have some of their accessories. They have the Model 570 Posi stop that you can put on top of the RAM here, up top. So if you only need to go to a certain depth, you put the stop up there and it will keep it from going any further. You can also buy dozens of IDC blades, so you can cut the IDC cable. There are replacement blades for that. There is the Model 507 flat ribbon cable cutter. That's what the blades go to. You can buy the adjusting screws and knob kit as well. And you can also get replacement rams. So they do have replacement parts available for this press, which is really nice. And they also have the Model 561 retrofit kit. It's a crimp press retrofit kit, and you can see the accessories there on the bottom. And this is how it's installed on the press. Here's a closer photo there. So if you're crimping some things, you can install this on your press and it would be good to go. So they have many accessories and replacement parts available. So whatever you are getting into, you can use this press for that purpose. So I thought that was really, really cool. So you do get even more out of your PanaPress. All right, guys, I do want to go over the instructions here. It's always important when you get a new tool to read and understand the instructions, as well as follow all safety rules and safety practices when you're working in your shop. This applies to every single tool, even an arbor press. So please make sure you're being safe and read the instructions for every product that you buy. Some of the uses for arbor presses are listed here. Arbor presses are very, very versatile pieces of equipment. So you can read those there. I do want to go over the specifications for this press, just so you're aware of what it can do. So it can apply pressure up to 500 pounds. Once again, it's a 1/4 ton press, and that's per square inch there. The ram dimensions, so the size of the part that's actually doing the pressing right there, it's 3/4 of an inch square and 5 7/8 inches long. The throat depth, meaning from the center of the ram to the back of the press right here, is 2 1/8. You can see that there. The vertical capacity is 3 1/4 inches. So that's from the bottom right here to all the way up under the ram right here. So that vertical distance is 3 1/4. The base dimensions are 7 inches. So we have 7 inches here, and then 3.7 inches wide. Okay. And the height is approximately 7 inches, and the arm length where you apply the pressure is 8 inches. Also, I do want to mention right here under construction, it says that the arbor and table plate of pressure die cast high strength Zymac 3. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but high strength Zymac 3. So the material that this is made out of is Zymac 3, and then we have the hand lever operated mechanism of ground steel, and it has a reversible ram. Okay, enough with the paperwork, back to the press here. Once again, I installed the accessory kit here for the ram. You put those screws with the lock nuts and the lock nut for the handle. It does have a very smooth operation right out of the box, so it goes up and down very, very nicely. Like I said, it does have those 2 threaded holes for installing the accessory kits. Those are optional should you choose to buy one of those. It also has 4 holes, through holes in each corner, so 1 in each corner, that you could mount this permanently to your bench. I don't do that. Personally, I like my presses to be easily movable, but you do have that option already installed should you choose to mount it permanently to your bench. Taking a look at this here, you can see it has the standard arbor press look to it. You know, a lot of arbor presses look very similar. Take a look at the bottom here. You can see it's got ribbing in there to help support the 500 pounds capacity. It does have 3 Allen head bolts here. It looks like the top part of this press is bolted onto the base. So you would attach this here. It comes pre-assembled, you don't have to do that. And then we do have 4 Allen bolts here in the front. There's a little plate that you could take off if you wanted to inspect the ram, and then that's how you would remove this right here. The pinion here has an attachment method over here. So you can take this completely down into an even smaller package than it already is. I want to do a quick side-by-side comparison of the PanaPress next to the press that I have been using in my shop. I have it next to it right here. You guys can see we have the PanaPress, and then this is a Greenard #1 that I have been using in the shop. You can see that the PanaPress is a little bit smaller. These are both quarter-ton presses, 500 pounds, but the PanaPress is a little bit smaller. Some key differences here is that this one is cast iron, solid cast iron, and then this one is die cast. Okay, so keep that in mind. PanaPress is die cast. The older one is cast iron. And you can also see, we line them up head to head here, maybe a little bit narrower here. And I think the biggest difference you guys can see is that this ram is round, okay? We have a round ram here that has the gear teeth on the back, and then the PanaPress has that square ram, okay? One of the good things about having the square ram like this is that we do have these adjustment screws that I talked about earlier. So as the press wears, you can take up the wear with these screws to stop it from moving in each direction, left to right and front to back. With the round ram on my older model, we do not have that option. So if this were to wear, there's nothing that we could do to stop that from rocking back and forth. Okay, so that is a really good upgrade on this press, so that you can account for the wear. The old one, we cannot do that. So you see we do have the handle here on the older model. It does not have a lock to it, so that's not threaded. So this just slides every time you use it, so you can't keep it in the middle. I do like that on the PanaPress here. We can lock the handle where we want it, so we can spin it around to where we need it. There we go. Okay, so I'll come back here in just a minute and explain how I've been using this press. It's been very useful in my shop since I received it. I'll show you a couple of the projects that I use it for with vise restorations, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, a couple things here that I found this press very useful for myself here in my shop, especially with vise restorations. You guys, if you know me and follow me for a while, you know I love vices. I have several smaller vices here. This is the screw out of one of my smaller vices, and when I got it, it had a kink in the handle here. So you can see it's nice and straight right now. I do have some blocks that I normally set up under these handles that are bent. I don't have them with me right now. They're up in the garage. However, I set those blocks up and then used the press to straighten out the handle. It had a slight kink to it, but as you can see, when I spin it around, it's nice and straight now. So that the press was very, very useful for that. Straightening handles, oftentimes when you get a vise, the handles are bent, so presses are an invaluable tool for getting those handles straight, especially if you want to keep the original handle. And it worked like a dream on this vise handle. Another project that I had was on this smaller vise here. You can see in the front of the dynamic jaw, there's a little pin right there. You can see it goes through the whole way, and that was stuck very, very badly. So I soaked it in a little penetrating fluid, but it still wouldn't come out. I wanted to remove this spindle so I could inspect it and give it a little cleaning. So I took the dynamic jaw out and I set it in the press right here with a small pin, and I was able to press that out no problem. And so that was very, very helpful. Didn't damage it at all, and was very, very easy to get that pin out so that I could clean it and lube up the spindle and get it back in action. So this press has been very useful over the time that I've had it, especially for my smaller vise restorations. Now, obviously, there is a limit to it. It is a 500-pound press, quarter ton, and we do have some size limits here, just like any press. So I cannot do any work with my larger vices on it, but for the small vices that I do my work on, it has been very, very useful. So it is a great tool for that. In conclusion here, guys, I think that this PanaPress Model 502 is a great press, you know, for its size. And I really appreciate PanaPress sending it over to me for making this review. It's a great press. I highly recommend it. You can check out their website. It is www.panavise.com, and look up their PanaPress, as well as all their accessories that I showed previously. Remember, made in USA, always a good idea to support made in USA companies. Great little press. I'm very happy with it. It does everything I would want it to do for a press of this size. Remember, they have lots of accessories available for this that you can check out on their website. I showed those earlier. And we do have PanaVise Products Incorporated. They are in Reno, Nevada. They are a company full of history, and they continue to make things in the United States, and I greatly appreciate that. So thanks for taking a look at this press, guys. It's a really useful tool. I hope this review helps you in making a decision in the future if you would like to purchase this press. Thanks for tuning in to Geezy's Garage, guys. I'll see you later.